Hi, today we're going to change the batteries on an RP Lite version 2. The tools that we're going to need are a 10mm wrench, a pair of wire cutters, and a Phillips head screwdriver. So the first thing we need to do is pull the cover off. There's a screw over here which I've already taken out, and I'll just take this one all the way out. And then the cover just pops right off. Now the next thing we want to do is cut these tie wraps that hold the two power cords together. Just snip those. Make sure these switches are turned to the off position and disconnect the UPS. The next thing we want to do is pull back the cover. Take your 10mm wrench and remove the bolt that holds the wire on there. Do the same thing on the other side of the battery. You can usually just loosen it and then turn it out by hand. You never want to have your wrench come in contact with the battery terminal and any other metal part of the cart. You'll get sparks, and that won't be good. Now we'll just unclip that. And then again, take your Phillips head screwdriver. Remove the bracket that holds the battery down. Like so. And then pulling these cables out of the way, just pull the battery straight out. Installation is pretty easy. Take the new battery, make sure you've written the date on the new battery. Again, move the cables out of the way and slip the batteries in. Now I've put my bracket back in there. I put the screw in loose. I'm going to put this other screw in. And now you can tighten that down. Tighten that down. Then we'll reattach our wires. Doesn't really make any difference which one you attach first because the battery is totally disconnected. So, put the bolt through the ring. You can turn this on by hand and just turn it in as far as you can get it by hand, and then we'll use the 10mm wrench to snug it up in just a second here. Always want to make sure red is positive, black is negative. Push this cover back a little bit. Expose that. Put the bolt through the ring. And screw that in. Now I've got it in as tight as I can by hand. I'll take my 10mm wrench and snug the bolts down fairly tight. Then you'll want to do the same thing with the other battery on the other side. Exact same procedure. Put the covers back on here. Then we can go ahead and plug in the UPS, the big yellow cable here. Make sure it's plugged in all the way. Reconnect our AC input. Then you want to crisscross a couple of tie wraps around here, put the cover on, flip the two switches on before you put the cover on, of course, and you should be good to go. So I've installed the cover. The last thing we need to do is turn the unit on, make sure everything's working properly. To do that, all you do is come over here, push the button to turn the UPS on, and then push this button here, the power button. Let the machine boot up. Then you'll want to call TAC, our Technical Assistance Center, have them beam into the machine and do a system checkout on it. Thanks.